I would like you to consider the following statement. I is the center of the universe. I as in the individual, the internet, information, iPod, iPad, iPhone, iBook, iHeart, I insert inanimate object. There are many I's in today's universe, and in most cases this is harmless. However, it can also be I as in ignore, or incriminate, injure, insults. Selfishness, obsession with me, myself, and I, is a barrier to forming any relationship. Ignorance of another's views, circumstances, and opinions can lead to insults and misunderstandings. Self-absorption is like wearing sunglasses in a dark cave. You don't know what you're going to bump into, and too many people these days are walking around blind. The antithesis of selfishness is empathy. It may be true that no one can perfectly understand what another person is going through, but it is still possible to have empathy for someone. I can still place myself in another person's shoes and ask questions like, how would I feel if that happened to me? To be clear, I don't mean sympathy. Anyone can have sympathy for someone, but empathy is something deeper. Empathy is the effort not to feel sorry for someone, but to consciously try to view the world from another's perspective. It involves temporarily setting aside one's own opinions and perspectives in order to see the world as another does. In their limited abilities, people often fail at this. However, perfection is not required. It is the effort to empathize that encourages understanding, tolerance, and ultimately love of any man, regardless of race, gender, ethnicity, origin, or beliefs. One of my favorite books is To Kill a Mockingbird. In it, Atticus tells his daughter Scout, you can never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it. How does one do this? Well, you can ask questions, you can observe, listen. You close your own mouth and put aside your own opinions. Does this mean that you agree with them? No, not necessarily. Does this mean that you understand them perfectly? No. What this means is that you can respect them for being who they are. For instance, I have several friends who are homosexual, and many more friends who believe that homosexual marriage should be allowed. This is contrary to my personal beliefs, and they know that. But they also know that I care about them anyway. In communicating with them, I ask questions instead of putting them down. When I tell them I disagree, I'm not critical or degrading. My only goal in sharing my opinion is to improve communication and promote a mutual understanding. In this way, when we interact, we can interpret each other's words and actions truthfully without being offensive or defensive. Many conflicts in the world today result from selfishness, and the cure for this is empathy, the setting aside of one's own bias in order to comprehend another's perspective. When someone makes the effort to empathize, it doesn't matter so much that the other person disagrees. Cooperation becomes more important than conversion when there is respect that grows from understanding. The four-way test is ineffective without empathy. Is it the truth? How can we know what is the truth unless we've considered all possibilities, looked at it from different views, and gathered data from various resources? A person with the ability to empathize also has the ability to absorb new information from different people with various cultures and backgrounds. Is it fair to all concerned? How can we even begin to answer this question unless we understand those concerned, unless we're aware of their needs and their circumstances? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Coming to an empathic understanding of one's associates creates a foundation of respect on which we can build better relationships. And finally, will it be beneficial to all concerned? As one develops the ability to empathize, it doesn't matter so much that the other person disagrees, and consequently, you understand that that person has as much worth and potential as any other human being. You can see how that person can grow to become just as amazing as any Edison or Einstein or president. And so we get an environment where we can look at each other as human beings and move forward together, bringing all of our differences on the same table and working in an atmosphere of love to bring the four-way test and to bring the values and the morals that all of us live by to a common goal. In order for the four-way test to be active and applied in people's lives today, people must understand the importance of empathy. Thank you.